So I have used well over 100+ software products in my lifetime, but only a handful of them convinced me to pay for an annual plan. So you read the video title. This video is going to be about why your monthly users don't convert into your annual users. And so this is the table of content. As you can see, we're just going to be covering two things. We're going to be covering, firstly, why LTV, lifetime value, matters, because this whole concept of this video is a breakdown of lifetime value. We're going to get way more deeper into this, but firstly, if you're new to this channel, my name is Fikri, and this is what I do. I help software founders to turn your product so sticky to a point that users never churn. And the fastest way on how to not make your users churn is to make them pay for an annual plan. And aside from my YouTube channel, which is the main gist of me talking about retention and lifetime value and onboarding process, in case this is just for information for you to know what I do more, I have this digital product literally called the SaaS Retention Toolkit that, as you can see on the hero section, helps founders to turn your SaaS into a product that users never churn. And this is just a simple Notion system that is everything you need to make your users stay, and you can just visit it on your own. It's under the first description of this video. All the reviews are here. You can just take a look at it. All the reviews of the founders who bought the product. And yeah, there's a sale right now. It's sitting at $49. Since it's Q4, I decided to have a 40% off sale. So get it right now, and back to the video. So let's cover the first table of content. Why LTV? Why lifetime value matters? So I'm just going to quickly visually demonstrate the importance of lifetime value and why you should actually prioritize on it. So if you do have a higher lifetime value, that simply means lower customer acquisition costs. Because to put it simply, think about it. If one user were to pay for one subscription plan, but it's an annual subscription plan, that user is spending more, but it's for a whole entire year, as compared to you having one of every user only spending a little amount, but only for 1 month. So you are indeed going to be spending less if you have a user that has a longer lifetime value in your product. So if you have a lower customer acquisition cost, then this also results to lower churn rate. If you to reverse engineer it, you don't have to spend that much money to gain a user, and at the same time, that one user is not gonna churn because he has already paid a 12-month plan of your product, as compared to the vulnerability in your position. If bunch of users were to only pay a month after month after month, which one puts you in a more vulnerable position? And so when you have a lower churn, what do you have next? A higher MRR or ARR. I hope this, to put it simply, this is why lifetime value is important, right? If you want to reduce your churn rate automatically, the easiest, or I wouldn't say easy, but it's simple, but it's not easy. But the fastest way you can do this is to literally increase your lifetime value, or AKA, to put it in a more specific term, convert your monthly users into annual users. So now, next, let's then talk about the mistakes that kill lifetime value. The first one I'm going to be talking about is, most, if not, well, I guess some of you may have already seen this coming, and that is a product that is not sticky enough. Okay, let me actually make it more specific. Product that is not sticky enough. And we shall put this as number 1. This one is, like I said, quite self-explanatory, but I really just want you to understand that even the reason why people churn in the first place, it's due to you not having a good product. Even before you ship your product, in the distribution phase, this is something that you should be prioritizing on, having a good product that is sticky enough. Because to be fair, if you have a product that is sticky enough, then that does like 50% of all the hard work. Meaning to say that if you have a product that people keep on coming back for more, if you have a product that is worthy enough for people to stick for 12 months, for a year plan, then you're basically doing majority of all the 50% of all the hard work. So this is, I would say, the biggest mistake that people have is not having a sticky enough product. And this should be like the first step, right? The first step that comes in your validation process of literally when you are building this idea of your product. If you have come this far to have already built a product and you have already distributed, doing what either organic content or paid ads, and if you don't have a sticky product to begin with, then I mean, you're a bit of a sticky, you're a bit of a in a sticky position yourself, you see. I could go on a whole different story on what makes a product sticky and what makes a product not sticky, but I feel like this video would be half an hour long. I feel like this video would be too long. So I don't know, maybe if this video gets a positive feedback, if you really wanna actually know more about what differentiates a sticky product and a non-sticky product, a product that keeps people coming back for more, then let me know. Maybe drop something in the comment or like this video or something like that. So we move we move on to the next thing on the mistake that kills lifetime value, and that is having slow time to value. Notice how we're talking about lifetime value, we're talking about time to value. The keyword is to value. And so, of course, I'm speaking from a perspective of a software user, and I want you to think about that. A user don't upgrade or we don't convert into an annual user. It's because we haven't seen the value fast enough, which means your time to value is slow. So to put it into a funnel here, the process literally looks like upon sign up, we would want to say, activation. This is literally the first step that we should face as a user is to activate a small win. Now, the keyword that I'm giving here is a small win. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything. As long as the moment where a user sign up, the first, I would even say the first 3 to 5 minutes of upon signing up, you should be directing your users to activate a small win. So upon activation is, well, of course, retention. And what do you have after retention is revenue. And what do you have after revenue? A Porsche, right? So I mean, buying a Porsche all comes down to you having a faster time to value. And I want you to understand the thing about commitment here. If you cannot provide your users a fast win, then what makes you think that they're going to commit to you in the long term, right? I mean, let's be real. If they cannot even get a value from you, any sort of values, yes, I say it does have to be big or small, like it just have to be like an aha moment in order for your users to see that they can rely on you, they can trust you, that they have a proven way to get to that desired situation with your product, with using your features. And so while we're talking about this, I will actually give you a solution framework on how to actually decrease your time to value here. And so if we were to follow the funnel that I've wrote down here, upon signing up, your users ideally should face an immediate activation. So you would simply just want to deliver a first win within 3 to 5 minutes of sign up. Of course, ideally you can make this shorter. I would even say shit. I would even say even like 1 to 3 minutes of sign up. Because remember, like what I said just now, it doesn't have to be anything big or crazy. We just want to show your users, see it as like a dopamine hit, Once they see a proof of concept, they would ideally commit and trust you longer, as long as they see a proof of concept. And this proof of concept can literally just be a small win. A small win in a form of a checklist of, I don't know, let's say an example of account setup, store setup, like, I mean, you get a point. Basically, just have a checklist for them to complete. And another thing is, also have progress bars showing how far are they till their desired situation. And do not neglect the power of a checklist or progress bar. Like, it works. Okay, it does get people move on, like I said, the dopamine hit. And this comes to like more on like the user psychology of how people think that once you have something to strive forward to, and once, especially if to show a percentage of a progress bar, that you're closer to if you're closer to hitting 100%, they are more likely to engage on it. So this is just a simple framework on how to actually decrease your time to value. Hey everyone, this is Fikri from the future, and as I'm editing this video right now, I have no idea why, but the third mistake is nowhere to be found, and I skip onwards to the fourth mistake that kills your time to value. So I'm gonna record the whole thing again on the third mistake. So here we have it. Fucking hell. So moving forward to the third mistake that kills your lifetime value is the free plan trap. Because I want you to look at it this way. If your free plan solves the whole entire full problem that your product is solving, then users wouldn't have any reason for them to upgrade, or let alone even commit themselves to a whole entire 12 months full plan. So you gotta be careful with this, because I see a lot of founders making this mistake of thinking that the more free value that you provide in your product, users are gonna want to buy in your pro or even your premium plan, which is not wrong, but there is a limit on this. Because the whole entire concept is you gotta put them on the edge. Leave some tension in your free plan. I want you to understand that your free plan, the purpose of it is to hook them into buying the paid plan and to even convert them into an annual user. So this is something that you really got to be careful with this. Don't give them everything in the free plan. You should only see this as a hook. And the analogy I have is to see yourself as a drug dealer. I know it may seem weird, like what the hell, like what the fuck, as me being a founder, what the hell does this have to do with me being a narcotic drug dealer? Here's my explanation. If you're to see in any of these movies, I mean, I've never met a drug dealer in life, so I'm using a reference of a movie. You'd always see them kind of giving a free sample, a tiny free sample of a cocaine pouch to their victim, to the user. And that's so long enough, once you give them a tiny pouch for free, what happens? The customers, the users are gonna come back to you. They will naturally, they themselves, I wouldn't say out of their own will because you're using drugs, but yeah, out of their own will, they're coming to you. So this is how you gotta see yourself. See yourself as a person who gives your free product, your free features to your users, and once they have used it, once they're getting seasoned into your UI for long enough, around couple weeks, couple months, then they will commit themselves into buying the paid plan. I mean, that's how the game works. Have your free plan so worth it, so good of a hook that you bait them into buying your paid plan. You're putting them on the edge. They can't get enough of your paid product. They want more because you're leaving them on attention. This is what I mean by you gotta kind of monopolize your free plan and do not fall into the trap of giving them the whole entire solution, solving the whole entire problem, because once you do this, your users do not have a reason to upgrade, or let alone they don't have a reason to buy your annual plan. And so now going straight into the fourth mistakes that kill your lifetime value and prevent your monthly users from turning into annual users is not having a customer education, or having an unclear education guides. Don't expect your users, especially your new users, to know exactly how your UI or your feature works. See them as dumb 14-year-olds who step into your product for the first time, which essentially for most users, that is how they act. Some of us users where we're not really smart enough to understand your product. If your users don't understand your product, then how are they even gonna commit to 12 years of using it, right? And here's the concept of it. Confusion, which is C, of course, leads to friction, F, and friction then leads to churn. If you're to reverse engineer it, churn then comes from confusion, and confusion comes from not having a clear customer education or not having any customer education at all. This all boils down to your users not understanding your product. And so if they don't understand your product, they're not going to commit to your product for 12 months, let alone for even a couple of months. And so if you are unclear about customer education and you're new to it, this is what you can do. You can make tutorials in a form of feature adoptions, troubleshooting videos, or onboarding types of content or videos. It doesn't really have to be educational type content. It could be form of tool tips, articles. Actually, as a matter of fact, I would actually refrain from you using articles because firstly, no one's gonna read articles. People want their solutions to be solved quick and not to read a bunch of wall of text. So yeah, don't use fucking articles. And so I mean pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 4 mistakes that kill your lifetime value. Number 1 is having a product that is not sticky enough. Number 2 is having slow time to value. And number 3 is the free plan trap. And number 4 is having an unclear education guides or no customer education at all. If you want to take this to the next step, and if you really want to make your SaaS into a product that users never leave, then check out my SaaS Retention Toolkit under the first description of this video. Like I said at the start of this video, there's a 40% off sale right now because it's Q4 and Black Friday is coming soon. Then grab it for yourself right now. And funny enough, this product also helps you to discover your time to value. If you're new to this and you don't know where to even find your time to value, because there's an actual way for you to actually find it. The worst thing you can do is to kind of like guess pick, just cherry pick and guess work your way into finding your real time to value. If you haven't found your time to value in your product yet, then the SaaS Retention Toolkit literally helps you with that. So subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and see you.